Hello, happy Easter and welcome to Back of the Net. It's the second look. You may be watching or you may be listening. This is the podcast. My name's Sam Davis.
My name's Tom Jordan.
We're the home of AFC Bournemouth content, so if you're watching on YouTube, we'd truly appreciate it. If you maybe click that thumbs up because it really helps with the algorithm. But also, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. I've started this pod a little bit understated.
You have,
but
mate.
you know what? I'm
Bouncing.
delighted. I'm delighted. What a weekend, mate. What a weekend. We needed that, didn't we?
Yeah, massive. And I think considering they didn't all go bad, but there was a few results in there that maybe a surprise. I thought West Ham at Fulham winning was a bit of a surprise, so we really needed to go and get the job done. And it's more important than a win because it's against a team around us, and we've struggled with that early in the season. So it was crucial. It was a good time to play them, and we took full advantage. And I actually thought from minute one to right to the end, I thought we were the better team. We were good. So yeah, really happy, mate.
And according to the stats, we've now got just a 15% chance of going down, mate. That's not bad, is it? Let's take a look at the league table. If you're watching, well, you'll know where we are because you can see it. But if you're listening, we are 15th, the dizzy heights. There was a chance that pending a few results on the following day that we could have actually gone further down the table. But with Leeds United getting slapped up 5-1 by Crystal Palace, we didn't. So yeah, 15th, and that puts us, 3 points clear of the drop zone. Nottingham Forest, Leicester City and Southampton currently vacate those spots, and in the last 15 games between all of them, not one of them has picked up a win. Bournemouth, on the other hand, as you can see by that form, 3 wins in the last 5. So that leaves the baseline tracker table looking like this. Of course, we're on -3 at the moment, but it's starting to shape up at the bottom as well. Saints have been down there for a long time now. West Ham still not the greatest, but Forest, Leicester, you can see what it looks like. So, the stats are good. And
very good.
I've said it so many times about the flip-flopping of emotions match to match, and all we want to see is some consistency. We're not getting that, but at least we beat a team in and around us, and that's one thing that we need to hold on to.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're all realistic to know consistency is not going to be winning week in, week out in the Premier League. It's going to be difficult, but I think it's more consistency in the way we want to play, the way we set up, and to know what our team is and and what we're about. And I think that's what's been questioned lately, because even from the same week, the system and the roles of players are completely different, and it's quite strange sometimes, especially when you see how we perform in Leicester with certain players in better roles. But yeah, it was a big win, mate. And at the end of the day, out of the 3 games that we had in the week, this was the one we needed to win against Leicester. So I certainly would have taken losing to Brighton if it meant we beat Leicester.
So coming up on the channel, we're going to have an away day review of the Leicester fan experience. That's good. That's going to be very interesting. So make sure you're subscribed for that. And later on in the show, you'll look forward to us doing the Predictor. That's where we get our teeth sunk into the remaining fixtures of, I suppose, all of the clubs that are involved, and we'll probably create our own cut-off point. I think the table probably makes it obvious as to where we should probably stop predicting. But look, you predicted the teams. Now, after the game in the week against Brighton, I thought there might be some changes. There was a change or two as it happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, your prediction of Kelly moving into centre and Vini coming in didn't quite work. But there were some changes up top as well.
Yeah, no, I was to be fair, I was happy that Mepham come in. I think I just kind of thought, is he really going to chuck him in when he said he's not good enough for the bench? But he did, and Meps, I think, in the end, earned the right to do that. He hasn't let us down this season. He's been great, and he played well in the game. So yeah, he come in, obviously, Senesi. I did think that he wouldn't be able to recover if he's done anything. Just obviously not even a week ago. And yeah, good to see Christie in there with Billen and Ouattara still coming in. I thought Tav might have had enough of a break to maybe start this one, but obviously not quite.
Yeah.
But yeah, pleased to see Rothwell come in as well. Obviously, I didn't realise Traore was injured. But I think Rothwell, Billen and Lerma is just the best balance at the moment in that midfield. So yeah, I was pleased with that, mate. As for them, did manage to predict Vardy playing. I didn't think Christensen would actually, which was I think Samari coming as well, and they played Pereira a little bit higher than they normally do. So yeah, it wasn't too many surprises, but there was a few little tweaks in there. But both teams had ammo on the bench as well.
I've got to say, and you'll have known this through chatting to me in the pub before the game, I haven't felt really pessimistic before a game. I'm always full of optimism. From this, I don't know. I just felt as though we were going to lose.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I said before the game. Obviously, it transpired that way, but I did think the first goal would be massive, and I think it's this stage of the season when you got 6 pointers, so to speak, at the bottom. The home team, it can really show, because if you get the early goal, the crowd get behind them. They're like the 12th man. If you concede early as the home team, it can get quite nasty in there, and that's what happened. And we had to start front foot and take it to them first half. And to our credit, I know we only got the one, and it was late on in the half, but we should have been. We were fully deserving of that lead at half time. And we started on the front foot, which we haven't always done this season. Even recently, like the good performance against Fulham was all in the second half. We haven't had too many good first half performances this year, I wouldn't say. So that was pleasing.
When I was in the car on the way back from the skid with Tiggs and Ben and Ethan, I was just looking at the highlights on Sky Sports. Obviously, they package each game into 3 minutes, and it was ages before they showed a Leicester chance. And so really, in the first half, there wasn't really much. But tell you what, we had a few chances. So I'm talking the Billing free kick, Dom Solanke dragging it wide. There were other chances as well where we should have got in, but I was starting to think, oh God, we're not taking our chances here. And I didn't quite realise that Billing's free kick actually scraped the outside of the post, didn't it?
Yeah, we were saying about that. I think from our angle, it looked like it just gone wide. Didn't really see the ping off the post. But he's dangerous in that area, and it was a decent attempt from him. But yeah, I think it was more, like you say, Dom dragged one wide. But I think it was the territory. We had all of it, and obviously I'm sure we'll get onto it, but it kept breaking down in a certain area.
Yeah.
But we were getting into that final third really, really well. From the defence all the way up to kind of in and around the box. We were coasting, and then it was just our decision making really at times that was letting us down. But in terms of the way the game was panning out early on, we were well in control. And as I was wandering down to get my half-time pint, I was thinking, are we going to rue this? Because if we come in level here, then they're going to only improve, I would have thought. But fortunately,
sometimes I wish you'd have your half-time pint after 5 minutes or something.
I might have to start doing it, mate.
But you were talking about the fact that we were in their territory quite a lot, and I think the average positions demonstrate that. We're going early here by showing you these, but look, you can see here that, wow, I mean, Leicester only had 3 players in our half, but you can see here that we have just 5 outfield players, so the other 5 are actually in their half, which feels like probably, given the way we play, some of the most advanced positioning that we've had. It's almost like we smell blood during this game, and then Gary O'Neill said to them, "Come on, let's go and do it." And we smelt blood because Leicester were poor. And this is not just me being snide and cheeky after the game. They were the worst team we've played this season, and 100%. Southampton probably the next closest, and they beat us.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. I think. Don't want to go into it too much this video because we've got to give our lads credit, and it was a big win for us. But I totally agree. They're the only team we've done a double on for a reason. I couldn't. I've got a few Leicester fans that were at the game, and the mates that are Leicester fans in the Leicester end, and I just said to them, I thought we had a chance because I've seen your form, but I could not believe how bad they were, because you can't help but look at the players and think, well, they can't be that bad. Look at the players they've got available. Something's not right there. You never know fully, but it feels like a lot of them players going through the motions thinking, worst case scenario, we'll probably get a move. Your Madisons, players like that, they're going to get a move. Harvey Barr, they're just awful. I couldn't believe it. It was really surprising, but we deserve credit for that because we took full advantage. We pressed them apart the pitch, we didn't set off them. So, but it surprised me. It almost felt like they were paying us respect, and I thought, really, where we are in the league compared to you, shouldn't be paying us respect. This is a bloody massive game for you, but. Yeah, they're not right at the moment, but fortunately for us, we definitely took advantage, mate, from the first whistle.
Yeah, from the first whistle. So you're seeing the match timeline on screen now at the moment, and you'll see there that, Joe Rothwell was booked on 33, but then an early substitution on 38 minutes. It's, Gary O'Neill did it when he knew that you were going for a beer, mate, on that. But, so Dango Ouattara coming off a Tavernier, and Dongo was poor, I thought, during that.
Yeah, I feel for him a little bit because it does seem to coincide with this fasting, etc. I think a few people said that, I think it might have been Chris Temple actually, saying that they obviously can monitor things, and they kept going over and talking to Tavernier, and it looked like it was something to do with energy levels, which surprised me because actually watching the game, obviously I don't know all this stuff, so I didn't think it was his energy levels. He was bombing on, getting the ball all the time. It was his decision making was awful, and alluded to it earlier. But we were getting in down that side every single time, and he was messing it up. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've said a few times that he's raw. He's 20. We shouldn't be relying on him as much as we are, in my opinion, anyway. But what I will say is that is a top class decision from Gary Neville. He's looking at it going, we're so on top down this side, I can't even wait till half time, because every time we get in, our left winger's messing it up. I need to get a left winger that hopefully won't mess it up. Brings Tavernier on, hell of a decision. But if it's energy levels, then I do question why he's starting the game. It's not just, you could say, Tavernier's not great at the moment with his fitness. Yeah, we have got Jane Anthony as well. We have got other options. So that's the only thing that I would question. But brilliant decision to take Dango off.
It seems to be that, no disrespect intended, that when we play the more beatable teams, he's making much more bolder decisions. Whereas when we played, say, Brighton, I thought we should have got something against them. We didn't. But when we're playing teams of a certain calibre, he's maybe a little bit more passive in both tactics, but also the decision making as well. But this was a really good decision, and not that Tavernier was overly involved in the build up to the first goal, but it actually came from the flank that he was on. But it had an instant impact almost, and it came from a source. The assist was an England player.
He has got good assist numbers, to be fair.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I was just chatting to Tix at the time, because I think Leicester had the ball and they, obviously were building up from the back, and I thought nothing of it. I just thought it was going to be a period of play where you can afford to have a chat to the person who's next to you, and then all of a sudden the crowd's getting, what's going on? Phil Bill's got the freedom of the park, but was that an intended back pass to the keeper from Maddison?
I guess so. I mean, got to give credit to my boy Jeff. He put him under a bit of pressure and forced him to go backwards.
And Phil Bill anticipated the pass before the ball was kicked, which was great.
Yeah, very well. It's one of them, you see it a lot, and don't always get capitalised on like it was from Phil. But yeah, it was you could see as soon as Maddison done it, his head and hands, he couldn't believe what he'd done. He just didn't see him. But I think I was on about step 3, heading down to... I was actually a little bit later. I thought, I've missed... I was on about 39-ish.
So you saw the celebration then, did you?
I didn't quite make it down, so I just ran back, Because you never actually know, but the cheer was so... I thought it's got to be Bournemouth.
Did you? You weren't. Yeah, you weren't. You didn't have any element of doubt, no?
No, I don't think so. Because as soon as I thought that's too close, I'm literally, and then as soon as I turned back, I could see a few people. So I went and joined in. But credit to Billing, mate. And it's amazing that what happens when he's in them areas of the pitch. I mean, this is what I just want to get into that a little bit. Actually, is we've seen a lot of things lately of which I get for people that clearly don't watch Bournemouth like we do.
Name names.
Danny Murphy, match of the day.
Right.
Alex Crook, who actually does go to a few Bournemouth games, but it's TalkSport, so he's probably just clickbaiting. And Stephen Warnock on Sky. I think they're claiming... I think Alex Crook claimed Gary Neville could be up for manager of the season.
Right.
Stephen Warnock said what he's done with Billing, putting him in that advance role. Unbelievable from Gary Neville, which that was Jonathan Woodgate, I think, that put him in that advance role. The only person that's taken him out in that advance role recently was Gary Neville himself. Yeah. And... Danny Murphy said that, with Gary Neville, they're always on the front foot, always positive. And it is, honestly, if you're watching this and you're on them similar lines thinking all the same as them people, we're not trying to be negative, but we go to every game. That is all absolute load of crap.
You know that they've just watched a highlights package that's been put together rather than the whole game, and they obviously don't watch much of Bournemouth.
Yeah, and it's a load of rubbish. So I want to get out of the way because I think this game that we're discussing, Gary Neville was bang on and we played really well and we deserve to get into the positive. So I kind of want to get it done. But it is a load of rubbish, and since he's got the job permanently, I think Liverpool game, bang on. One half against Fulham and then this game. That's it. And we've played a lot of football matches, by the way. But in terms of the Billing thing, that he deserves a lot of credit for how he's been this season. He'll certainly be up for our player of the season, that's for sure. But we've just played 3 games, obviously, in the week. We won 2 of them. There was one game that Billing was just weirdly given a role to play in between our centre-halves, and that was the game we lost. And that was a decision by our manager. So he's not the one that's put Billing in this role, is what I want to say. And we're not normally front foot. But what I would say in this game, you mentioned it earlier, he smelt blood, Leicester weren't right, we were causing problems, and the decisions he made were proactive, and it got us to win. And I'm just really hoping that this is another bit of evidence that Fulham game, we were awful, went front foot, and we won the game. Brighton, we just sat back all game, Billings in the defensive role, we get beat. Leicester, we go for it and we win the game. It's quite obvious. I hope we get into that. But as I say, Billing being in that role, as we all know, he scores goals. And it was the perfect man for it to fall to, mate, because if anyone, I don't know if you agree, but if anyone's in that position in our team, I want it to be Phil Billing.
And a right-footed finish as well.
It was.
I think the keeper got a touch, didn't he?
Yeah, he was further out than I thought. Maybe he was trying to help out and try and get
Was that goal out when he struck the ball, was it outside the box?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure, actually.
Because that might be another goal outside the box. So we've had Tavernier, we've had Phil Bill against Forest. We don't have many, but that could be one. And
it was just a first touch, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he
it
didn't
was,
he just let it, and just, perfect finish, mate. So, yeah.
You just wonder whether, other players might have overthought it and tried to go round the keeper or something.
Don would have definitely taken a few touches with it. I think it's definitely a confidence thing. But I think you want the player that's your top goal scorer.
Phil, I thought, was just having an excellent game, breaking up the play. And like you said, and like I said, sort of that smelling of blood. And we'll take a look at the heat maps now. And look how high Kelly is on this. And this is also reflected in the heat map as well, because Leicester really did not pose a threat. They were barely in our first third at all.
Yeah.
Whereas like we were all over it. So, Kelly and Smith could afford to actually be very, very high. And what that meant was that the defensive midfield had some really nice combination play going at times. Yeah. And I felt that we dominated the ball. And I don't know what the stats were possession-wise for the first half. I know it changes because Leicester had more of the ball in the second as we sort of sat back, which you kind of do, I suppose. Yeah. It's such a big game. But in the first half, it felt like we had so much possession and they had so little.
Yeah, it just felt really comfortable, didn't it? And it felt like even when they did have the ball, there was no threat at all, and there was moans and groans from the Leicester fans because they weren't really doing anything with it. And what I liked is we've said a lot lately that Smithy's been trying to get width, but Kelly's tucked in a lot, hasn't he, because he's used to play. But they both went and just let Lerma sit in front. Yeah. And that's what I like that, because it meant we could develop things out wide as well. And it was weird because their right hand side, they had obviously had Castagna at right back, but they were playing Pereira in front, who's naturally a fullback. So you'd think they'd be more solid down that side. For some reason, it just didn't work for them, and we took advantage. But yeah, it's got to be one of the games. I think, like you said, I think in the end it ended up 51% possession of Leicester, 49 to us. That's a win for us because we never normally hit the 40s. Yeah. So, I'll take that. But yeah, for sure, mate, just everything about it from minute one just felt right. There felt like there was more of a balance. I do think, I'm sure we're giving more shout-outs, but I do think Christie helps that. He's probably more of an intelligent footballer than we've given him credit for. Certainly, I haven't. I tweeted, actually, saying that after that January window, I thought his days were numbered with us, to be honest with you, and fair play to the guy, because he'd certainly be one of the first names on the team sheet in our next game, in my opinion. And also, again, I think Senesi's been brilliant, but Mepham, he does bring a lot of composure sometimes. When you're a team on top, I think Mepham's quite good because he's comfortable with the ball and he's happy to kind of step into them areas. And I thought he was excellent. So once again, this thing of us not having a very good squad, I think I keep saying it to people, it is a load of crap. We've just bought in Mepham. He can't get in our squad, by the way. Comes straight in, he's brilliant. He'd walk into Leicester's team.
And I think we need to give a shout out to Adam Smith as well, who seems to...
He's brilliant.
I don't know, I don't think he's overly happy with the fans, it seems like. And at the end, someone alluded to the fact that he might have had to be coaxed over to sort of wave and to the fans, which we don't know whether that's the case or not. But I can see why he might feel like that, because some quarters have given him a fair bit of stick. However, his performance on the pitch was second to none.
Yeah, he was brilliant. I mean, totally, it must be horrible. But I do think that most of the stuff has been online. Where he hasn't got booed like Kelly did, by the way, and Kelly comes over. To be fair, so most of it's been online. And I think if you listen to everything online, then all of them would be, because everyone gets stick on. We know what it's like. Well, we do. But in this game alone, I thought he was brilliant. He was front foot. Every 50-50 he went in and got. He went forward when he needed to, but I thought defended really well. He was putting balls in quite early. I thought he was really good, and I hope that's not the case. That he's really. I can understand he'd be a bit frustrated, but I think if we're going to discuss kind of the game as a whole, where he was brilliant, I think from a fan's perspective, I thought we were brilliant all game. I thought the away end was really good compared to what it has been recently. And Smithy didn't get any. We were singing his name a lot, so I was really, really pleased for him, because I've said it before. I do think sometimes when there needs to be a scapegoat, it often seems to be the players that aren't brand new and shiny. I can remember Simon Francis being a scapegoat, Andrew Sermon, Steve Kirk. They're all players that have been incredibly loyal to the football club, but I think sometimes, particularly online, it gets to that you just want something brand new, because they've been around for so long, so you start going, oh, they're finished. he's not finished. He might have lost a few yards. He's not going to be the same player as he was 10 years ago. But Adam Smith is a crucial and reliable player. I know sometimes you want to see a fullback bombing on, beating two men.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But in a game when you go 1-0 up, Smithy's very reliable.
I said on Twitter, and I don't know why this is, but managers seem to like build up credit in the bank. So when things go wrong, there's a lot more patience with fans. Whereas with players, you know, Smith's been exemplary for us for season on seasons, but for some reason we don't have the patience.
Yeah,
but
weird.
I suppose that's because we know that we could replace him with someone else from the squad quite easily, whereas a manager's not, you know, not that disposable, I suppose. But even still, I just think that some of and look, we've been critical as well. We're not trying to say that it's, you know, it's everyone else doing it, because we have been critical over some moments that he's had. But
yeah, for sure.
He's a great player. I thought he had a great game.
He had a great game. I don't think Smithy wouldn't say he would feel personally he's had a brilliant season. No. You know, I think he'd be the first to say that. But also, surely he's going to decline a little bit with age. But I think equally, his role's changed a lot in different times. There was times this season where he was having to tuck in one of the players, a third centre half. So yeah, but I think his experience is going to get him through. And I think you're right, mate. I think the fact that brand new and shiny Ryan Fredericks is there, and he's had a few decent performances. I know he's had a few knocks there, which I think does come to play. And I think what happens is when a player hasn't played for a while, like Jack Stacey, you start forgetting what he's like and think, well, Stacey's why can't Stacey be given a chance? Yeah. And I don't want to be too critical of Jack Stacey and kick the ball for a while, but he's not as good defensively as Adam Smith. And if you think Smithy's bad defensively, Stacey gets caught a lot. He's got a lot of good attributes, Stacey. There's a reason he don't get in the squad.
So in the second half, we started it relatively well, and we had some great chances. There was a bit of a scramble at the far post. I think Phil Bill, he got into that advanced position, putting Dom Solanke. I thought he did as well as he could. He was kind of stretching with the shot, but the keeper, you know, good save there. And then at a certain point, a change is made where Joe Rothwell comes off, who I thought had a great game.
I thought he was
really good game, pulling the strings. Obviously, he was on a yellow. We don't know whether that was to protect him, maybe, or maybe he was running low on gas. But he was replaced by Lewis Cook, which isn't a bad substitution. No. But we thought it was a bit strange because he was having such a good game.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to. I think the yellow card, I could maybe could play a part, but I think. I did say it in front of the last game because I dropped him in my team section, which was I got right, didn't I, for when he got left? Yeah. Because I think people are forgetting how long Rothwell's had out. Yeah. And I know everyone thinks he's been back for ages, but these quick games in succession, when he hasn't, I don't know if he has played a 90. If he has, it's been very few. So I do wonder if his levels are kind of make sure he gets because when it's bang on 60, you think, has he been told he can play an hour? And maybe his energy levels, were dipping. But I think he's going well under the radar. And when you watch him up close and personal, I think he's so clever. And it's the way that when he receives the ball, he's always thinking forward. He never does a side. But, Lerma's one of them players. I know he's a bit deeper, but will get the ball, happy to just distribute it. So Rothwell's always trying to be penetrative. It's a hard way to say that. I won't try that again. But I thought he was brilliant. But yeah, I at the time I was thinking, I want Rothwell to stay on, but you forget Lewis Cook's quite a handy player. So, and maybe it was a reaction to they just made a couple of changes, haven't they, themselves? So maybe he's thinking freshen it up in there. They might have a bit more of the ball. Who knows? But it didn't change too much, which was the main thing.
Yeah. So when you make substitutions, obviously sometimes there's concern from within the fan base. It's going to be a bit snafu for a bit. Do you know what I did there?
I know exactly what you did there. What he is there, if you don't play Wordle, there'll be people that know. There was a word on what snafu, right? I've never heard it. And I've been, how many, I can't remember what it was.
Your streak is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm a bit stupid and OCD and I can't miss a word. So I've been doing it for, I think it's about 500, right? I've never not got it and I didn't get it.
Snafu?
Snafu is not a word. I refuse to believe it's a word.
S-N-A-F-U.
Apparently it means chaotic or something.
We even looked up on Google. It doesn't.
Even Google was like, I don't know what you're on about.
Perhaps that's one for Craig Travers. Craig, you need to keep doing some words for us because we're running short. We'll see you soon, hopefully. But Lewis Cook, I thought, was good. Lewis Cook was good. Yeah. But Leicester were getting into some more advanced positions. Yeah. Neto wasn't overly tested though, was he? There was that moment that I think Chris Mepham was almost held back and then a shot came in which Neto saved. I think had it gone in, VAR would have probably pulled it back. And then there was a header was it a header or a shot at the far post where it was going wide anyway. But really, apart from that,
tip one over for Madison.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was one of them he's got to save.
It was probably going over anyway. I think, but he just wanted. But other than that, there was nothing for the Leicester fans to cheer about, and I almost felt sorry for them a bit. I think we should have killed them off.
We should have, and I think Gary alluded to that we should have really been a bit more ruthless. And at the end of the day, if they had just, you never at 1-0, you never know, if they had just got a free kick and put it in the top corner or whatever, you're really looking at negatives there about how we didn't kill this game off.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we were fine, and to our credit, I thought from a defensive point of view, I thought we were absolutely solid and didn't let them in behind at all. I think I said so. I might have said it in the fan cams with Tiggs actually that, as good as our centre halves are, Mepham and Stevens, they don't have a lot of pace. They've got Vardy, they brought an Iniacha, they got Dak. How they're not getting them two centre halves in a foot race?
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe they didn't try and stretch them. But that's credit to us, the organisation of that, not letting them getting behind.
Well, with the high defensive line that we were playing, surely that was chance for Leicester to just put balls over the top and just to give let Vardy stretch his
and I think
legs.
that's where we defended from the front really well.
Yeah, we did.
I thought our midfield protected them really well and just didn't let them play them balls. But yeah, that was always my concern before the game, was that lack of pace in there. But yeah, we were really comfortable, mate. Just let them have it in front of us and dealt with it, and a few balls in the box. And I always feel comfortable in play when they're just chucking balls in. I think Stevens and Mepham, it's bread and butter for them. So yeah, really comfortable. And I think the main concern was that we weren't killing them off and getting that second goal, because we should have, mate. We definitely should have.
We're just taking a look at the shots timeline there. You can see that Bournemouth registered more shots than Leicester, which is nice to see. We got 19 as opposed to their 14. Of course, the one that went in, we all know about. I did say to Tiggs, right, I did say at half time, or even halfway through the second half, I said, on Match of the Day, when they do their punditry, they'll focus on a player and they'll pick out lots of different moments.
Billing.
It was so clear it was going to be Billing. And there were a couple of players that I think were perhaps worthy of being mentioned in the same breath as Billing in terms of man of the match. I think that AFCB.co.uk, or on Twitter at least, when they had the vote, I thought they probably got it right with regards to the 4 players. But your man of the match, is he? We'll take a look at the man of the match from Who Scored, but are you saying Phil Bill?
I think Phil Billings, it wouldn't... I think he's match winner as well, and he played well.
8.5.
Yeah, but he's also a match winner. But I think we've already mentioned it enough, but I think Rothwell was brilliant when he was on the pitch. And to be fair, again, I think it's worth making a point of, because of the criticism he had. I thought Lloyd Kelly was good at left back. I thought he done a really good job.
Yeah.
Don was as usual, brilliant work rate and stuff like that. There's a lot of... I thought everyone was good, but again, I think I briefly mentioned it, but we've got to mention Ryan Cristiano.
Yeah.
What's that? It is for... a lot of people are saying, which I totally agree with, it's so frustrating that if he could just get some numbers in goals and assists. I know he got the winner against Leicester, to be fair, in the reverse fixture. But then I'm thinking about it going, if he did get them numbers, he'd be at Barcelona. Yeah. I mean, his work rate is ridiculous. There was a time right at the end of the game when you start getting a bit nervy and you're thinking, oh God, are they going to chuck one more ball? And he nicks it back and just runs down. And it's like he's been on the pitch for a minute.
Yeah, it's so good. And on the vlog, I think there was no context because you couldn't see who it was. But I was saying, oh my God, that is brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah,
and that was him.
Yeah.
Just took the pressure off everyone.
Yeah, just his work rate. But also, I think you're always going to get that from him, and he's always going to do that, and we know he's got that. But I thought what he did really well was how he used the ball, particularly in that first half where, yes, we got it all down that left-hand side, but a lot of the time, him and Smithy were just combined, and he always used it well. He didn't lose the ball. He was cutting inside, spraying nice passes. I can't remember him losing the ball much. And the amount of signings we made in January, the amount of players we've got that can play in his position, he's been given one opportunity off the bench, wasn't it, against Fulham, and he's grabbed it and he won't let that shirt go, and he deserves massive credit for that. So yeah, Ryan Christie, it almost feels like, I forgot about Christie, we got him, it's brilliant. And I think that international break where he done really well for Scotland, it's almost like he's kicked on from that, which is great, mate. So yeah, maybe his days aren't numbered. So yeah, sorry to Ryan Christie, because he's probably better than I ever thought he was.
Yeah, I think he was brilliant. And I was pleased for Gary O'Neill. And really hope we can kick on. Obviously, the next game that we're playing is not going to be easy, but I just want us to play the right players in the right positions, and see what we can do against Spurs. It's fair to say that the results everywhere else went okay. Yeah. Obviously, we know that Everton got beat at Old Trafford. Villa did a job on Nottingham Forest. Elsewhere, though, Fulham, they let us down.
They're on the beach, aren't they?
They're on the beach.
We saw that against us. Obviously they're missing Mitrovic, which I'm sure they'd point out if there's Fulham fans watching. We really could have done with a favour, but...
And Wolves are getting a result against Chelsea. It wasn't ideal, but Chelsea are
dreadful. And I know points-wise, and we keep changing our mind because I think a few people probably said a few weeks ago Leicester will be fine. We're not saying that now. I have always felt out of all them teams, Wolves will probably be all right. I think they might end up the top of that pack, maybe with Palace. But yeah, it was the West Ham one that I couldn't see. So yeah, a bit annoyed with Fulham there. But to be fair, they're missing Mitro and they are definitely on the beach. I saw a few people, because we obviously have follow Sammy at Fulhamish, and I see a few conversations with Fulham fans. And there's a few of them going, "We're not safe yet."
Oh, no.
I'm thinking, what?
You're all right.
I mean, I think, to be fair, they haven't hit 40 yet. But I think you're fine, by the way. Absolutely fine. You're not going to lose every game. But yeah, they're just on the beach and West Ham took advantage.
Is this going to be another season where we catch up and then we're only like 2 points behind again?
That would be funny, wouldn't it? Tell you what, is Karen Hill... Are they struggling? Are they struggling? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, that was a bit disappointing. I wasn't shocked about the Wolves, but actually, Chelsea are not in a good place at the moment. Typical Labs going back there and losing, but yeah, they're not in a good place. So, but yeah, apart from that, mate, it was decent. And obviously seeing Southampton, beat comprehensively to City as they can do to teams. So yeah, that was good. And then obviously on the Sunday, one of them was always going to win or it was going to be a draw.
But
I wanted that.
Halves or what? I mean,
yeah,
blimey.
I can't believe it. I keep saying about Leeds. I've kept thinking they might have enough goals in them to stay up because they are front footers. We saw that in the first half. But then on the reverse hand, it does mean but they're very open. And they didn't play it well, and Roy's at the wheel, bit of Roy ball.
Yeah, get a bit of Roy.
No Zaha either. Palace looked bloody amazing second half.
So we all thought that when we were inside the King Power chatting to a few Leicester fans, we all thought that the Leeds ex-manager would be joining Leicester that afternoon, but then sort of a couple of days later or whatever, transpires that that's not the case.
Yeah, Dean Smith, who was obviously at Villa and at Norwich, at Brentford before that. They look like a team. I know I would totally appreciate Leicester fans saying that they needed to change something, but you can't go. They've already had 2 games without a manager. You can't go much more with the form they're on. Yeah. Because I always feel like I still probably just do that they might be alright, but I couldn't believe how bad they were.
No,
I really couldn't. Really couldn't. And shout out to all the Leicester fans who after the game because every single one of them come up and said, you fully deserve that top away performance. You were miles better.
They're almost resigned to it, aren't they? And
weird.
Unsurprisingly, if we take a look at the form table now, this is the last 6 games. It's better if you take a look at the last 5 because I think we're what?
We're Europe. I think we're 5th.
We're Europe. Leicester are bottom.
Yeah, awful.
But you can see that based on the last 6, we are in 9th position. So it's fair to say that we are feeling a little bit more optimistic. It's not over yet. We know it's not. But the way the results shaped, it means we're in 15th. And it also potentially means that with the games that are being played next week, even if we lose to Spurs, there's a good chance we won't be in the relegation zone.
Yeah, haven't looked in detail with the fixtures. I just can't. I'm just looking at this. This is the first time I've seen this last 6. What? How are West Ham 7th? They've been all I've been hearing is about Moyes and they've been booing the players off and every time I watch them they're awful. 7th in the form set, mental, isn't it? Yeah. It is mad, but again I'm not going to judge too much because of what I said about people that don't watch your team and etc. etc. But yeah, going into that game, mate, I think we got to take confidence. We haven't. Am I right in thinking that we haven't had a back-to-back wins all season? It's that ain't happening all season. I refuse to believe that, and I think this could, mate. Tottenham. I don't know. Did you watch Match of the Day?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest robbery I've ever seen in football.
I can't believe what I witnessed. I honestly cannot believe that. There's a video compilation put together by North Stand Chat or someone else from Brighton, and it's something unreal.
Unbelievable.
And they came out and apologised, didn't they? The PGMOL.
And I didn't realise Brighton said that's the 4th time that they've apologised to Brighton this season. And you look how well Brighton are doing, and you think, bloody hell, imagine if they got some decisions. But yeah, it was outrageous. And the actual game, Brighton were miles better than Tottenham. The thing with Tottenham is, which I always say, and obviously we'll go on to it when we do the preview later in the week, mate, but is if you could be in the game with Tottenham, we've seen it, we were 2-0 up. The problem you have with Tottenham is they've got Harry Kane.
Yeah.
So if you could be in a game and be the better team, but he could just put the ball in the net, and Son's another player that can do that. I know he hasn't had the season. So yeah, that's the only thing when you play Tottenham. But in terms of an actual game for 90 minutes, if we go toe to toe with them, I think we can go and win that.
Well, do you think the fact that the referees are going to be so aware of what happened in last week's game, some of the decisions might go in our favour? Maybe?
Yeah, you never know.
I don't know. I'm wishful thinking. Maybe.
But yeah, there's one of them. I think it's a penalty call that the ref doesn't give.
Is that the
trips him in the box? And then you think, and I can kind of go, all right, maybe the ref didn't see it. how them people with all them angles can't see that's a clear and obvious penalty is honestly beyond me. But yeah, I actually took some positive watching that, thinking Spurs are our next opposition.
Yeah.
We both watched the Everton game as well on the telly on that Monday Night Football, and they were crap in that as well.
Yeah.
I think we can go there and win that, mate.
Yeah. Oh, I love to hear that from you. Right then, mate. So here we're going to take a look at the league table once again, because it's time for the Predictor, mate. The legendary Predictor, where we're going to go through it. Now, where do you think we should stop predicting results? Are we going for
It's got to be 12,
Crystal Palace and below?
It's got to be. I mean, I really want to go put Chelsea in, but no, it's going to be 12 or below. Definitely, yeah. It's like Chelsea, Fulham on the beach. Everyone else got something to play for, because even Brentford could. You remember? By the way, I want to do an apology. I want to do a quick apology, just in case any Villa fans watching.
Okay.
I did not realise. I mean, the form's been unbelievable. I did not realise points-wise how close you were when we talked about. I think it was the second look actually after the Villa defeat. I said, yeah, Villa done well, but they haven't really got anything to play for. Oh my God, they're going for Europe. I did not realise how bloody... They're above Brighton and Liverpool. And I went, they haven't really got anything to play for. And a few people put in the chat about it, Villa fans, they went, we can still go for Europe. I thought, can they? And I did look at the time and thought, oh. So yeah, just want to apologise for that. And I bloody hope they do, because I rate him as a coach, and I think they are playing some brilliant stuff. And you helped us by beating Forest, so really appreciate that. And just wanted to apologise on that.
Right, so we've all played the same games, apart from West Ham United and their game in hand. That was on match week 28, and it's been rescheduled to the 3rd of May. They're playing Man City away, mate. So should we just call that a Man City win at this point in time?
No, let's just whack a 2-0 on there, I'd say.
So let's just, we're probably being nice by going for a 2-0.
Let's just whack that on there. Yeah, I think a few people have been saying that lately to me, West Ham got that game in hand, and I've been saying, it is City away. I mean, come on. Surely they'll, if they win. Yeah, this is going to be brilliant when they get there. Let's just put 2-0 City, which I think is fair, because it could be more.
Right, so we're going to go on to the next match week, mate, and let's start off then, mate, by going, Saints v Crystal Palace then, mate. Ooh. Well, we're going to be fairly snappy about this, but
1-1.
Saints Palace 1-0. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 because Saints need to get a point somewhere.
Spurs v Bournemouth. We're going to have to be like pessimistic with this, are we?
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, right. 2-1 Tottenham.
Yeah, 2-1.
Just in case you missed that one, Everton is above Southampton game.
Yes.
So Everton, I'm going to go 1-0 win for Everton, because I think Fulham on the beach and at Goodison, Everton will get points.
1-0 win for Everton. Okay, what about Wolves v Brentford?
1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tight game, but I think Wolves at home, that'll help them.
Man City is surely going to
beat Leicester 4-0.
Yeah, that's going to be a 4-0. West Ham got Arsenal. Arsenal desperate for the points, obviously. The pressure's on with them, so they have to win.
Yeah, I think it'll be tighter than people expect.
Yeah, no, I think
I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
But I do think West Ham put up a fight at home. They won't want Arsenal to win the league.
Forest have got Manchester United at home.
I'll go same again. I'll go 2-1 United.
Yeah, do you think it'll be a tight one?
I do, because I think Forest, I think we've all seen, we don't have to look at it, that they're doing all right at home. It's their away form. So, yeah, that'll probably be quite tight, actually. But I think Man U just have enough.
And as Liverpool showed against Arsenal, they can turn it on when they want to.
2-2. I think Leeds at home to Liverpool. Do you remember, Liverpool have only lost at Anfield once this season, I believe, and it was to Leeds. So at Ellen Road, that'll be.
That was Somerville, wasn't it?
Yeah, that'd be a big game. And I think Leeds have got. I'm just being honest. I think Leeds can nick a point.
All right, let's go to match week 32. We're not going to show you the table until the very end. Okay. Right then, Arsenal v Saints. I'm pretty sure that the Gunners are going to.
We'll go 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, 2-0. We're not going mad with these scorelines, are we? No. I think we're bigger. Fulham have got Leeds. That's a hot possible.
I'll go 1-1.
Yeah,
just because Fulham are at home.
Leeds are picking up some points here, mate. They'll be delighted with you. Crystal Palace v Everton is a tasty one.
2-1 Palace.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that'd be tight. Everton and Leeds, I've got this thing in my head that they're so much stronger at home. I don't know why. I think it's the crowd and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think that Liverpool playing Nottingham Forest, that's going to be a win, isn't it? I think Nottingham Forest might. They put in a fairly good performance against Spurs, so I'm talking like playing a big side. But I think Liverpool will just have too much, and
especially Anfield.
Obviously, and the race will be on for Europe. They might be close.
We know how tough it is at Anfield. 10.
Yeah. I'm going to
you just put 3.
I'm going to go 3.
I was going to say 2-0, so that's fine.
Leicester v Wolves.
Bit of a derby,
a bit of a kind of middle.
I think Leicester can't not win another game. I'm going to say they win this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
All right, Leicester fans.
They'll have a new manager by then as well. It'll be their first home game or whatever.
Bournemouth v West Ham.
2-1 Bournemouth.
Yeah, and we'll caveat this because you'll think, oh, favouritism or whatever. You said, I think we did this in our studio. You know, you were looking at the winnable games. You're like, no, that's the one. So yeah,
West Ham at home, yeah, 2-1. 2-1 Bournemouth. I think it'll be cagey, but yeah, I think we'll have enough.
Yeah. Okay. So we've done all of the clubs in relegation issues there, I'm pretty sure. So next, match week 33, Wolves against Crystal Palace. That's an evening game.
Evening game. I'll go 1-1. That's really hard, that, isn't it? Wolves Palace. I was going to say 1-0, unless you got any other thoughts.
No, I think I'll take that, mate. Yep. I think I'm happy with that. Leeds v Leicester. I mean, you'd think.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds.
Under the lights.
Leeds have got decent fixtures.
Yeah. Under the lights.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll tell you what, Forest haven't particularly got it easy. Brighton at home.
Again, I think they'll give a good account of themselves because they're at home. But Brighton, I just think Brighton are brilliant.
Could they get a cheeky win, Forest, or draw?
No, they ain't winning that. Draw? No, I'm going Brighton there, mate.
Really?
That is Brighton. I don't think people realise how good Brighton are. I'll go 2-1 Brighton. I do think Forest got a good home record. It wouldn't shock me, but Brighton are a good side, mate.
Okay, so West Ham against Liverpool. I felt the Liverpool going to
1-0 Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'll go 1-0 Liverpool. That.
Yeah. Okay. That's the evening of the Man City Arsenal game. That's gonna be well tasty. God, yeah. Everton against Newcastle, the Anthony Gordon derby. Whether he'll be featured or not. After his
certainly won't want to be subbed. I'll go 2-0 Newcastle. I think you got to remember Newcastle will still be playing for that top 4 as well, so they'll be well up for it. So yeah, I'll go 2-0.
Okay, and this is of course the tasty one. Tasty Saints v Bournemouth, mate, and I always feel as though Saints do raise it when they play Bournemouth, and
but they don't care.
They don't care.
I can't predict Southampton to win, obviously. No. I'm not going to predict us to win. And plus, the only time you ever wanted somewhere, he's got relegated anyway. I'll go for a 1-1 draw, mate.
Yeah,
I'll go for a 1-1 draw.
I think that's probably
trying to be fair.
Probably fair there. I mean, yeah,
stuff it.
All right. Okay, match week 34 then. Crystal Palace are at home to West Ham United.
2-1 Palace.
2-1 to Palace. All right, no worries. Brighton against Wolves. Is that a Brighton win?
2-0 Brighton.
All right, okay. Brentford have got Forest at home.
I'm trying to think of game stake here, and I think by this point Brentford would realise they're not going to get Europe, and they might get on the beach. So I'm going to go Forest. I've been a bit harsh on Forest, so I think they'll nick a point there. So I'll go 1-1.
Okay, and at some when's Ivan Toney's? When's that going to be?
It'll probably bloody end up that game or so when we need him. But no, I think you'll see the season out now.
All right, now you know what we started at the start of the season when the fixtures were out, looking at this game fixing, could like tensions flare on a bank holiday weekend, mate. We're both in the relegation mud, and we're playing on a high pressure fixture on a Sunday bank holiday. The sun will be shining. This doesn't bode well.
I'm trying to.
They've changed. We know that.
Yeah. I'm trying not to.
Bournemouth got Leeds.
I'm trying not to be like overly biased or. What do you think? I think we could nick it.
I think it's a draw or
let's go draw.
Nick.
Let's go draw to make it not look too biased there. Because we beat West Ham, we've put on this prediction, so then a couple of draws. Yeah, let's go with that.
I'm starting to be a bit concerned about how these results are going, mate.
That's fine.
We'll find out. All right, Newcastle have got Saints at home.
3-0 Newcastle.
Yeah, all right.
Eddie won't let us down there.
And Leicester versus Everton.
Ooh, that's quite tough.
Is that
1-0, yeah. Go 1-0.
I think a draw out of that.
Yeah, go 1-0.
Let's go for a draw. All right, then. 4 match weeks to go, then. Bournemouth, we've got Chelsea.
1-0 Bournemouth. We ain't got a whole season without beating Chelsea. I think we can beat them.
I was going to say draw, but if you're...
You can go draw if you want. Go 1-0. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't want to be too optimistic.
No.
Spurs, Palace.
2-1 Spurs, I think.
Yeah, 2-1 Spurs. This is a tasty Midlands one again. Wolves versus Villa. Villa are quality. But...
Yeah, the Wolves might need the points. I'll go for a draw on that one as well. Let's go 1-0.
Yeah, we'll go for 1-0 in that. All right, next Man City got Leeds United, so I think what's going to happen there?
4-1. See.
4-1.
Give Leeds a go.
Beautiful. West Ham at home to Man United.
I'll go 2-1 United.
2-1 United.
Man United.
Okay, yeah, all right, okay. Leicester are at Fulham. Oh, this is
tough one.
Another one because Fulham again, it depends if they're up, but surely they won't still be on the beach.
No, I know what you mean, and they could have. Yeah, I'll let them nick that. 2-1 Fulham.
2-1 Fulham.
Yeah.
All right, because they have got some quality. Yeah. Also, Everton are at Brighton.
2-0 Brighton.
Yeah, all right. And then Forest v Saints, which is
Oh, massive, isn't it?
Huge for both teams.
I think Forest will win that 2-1 at home, yeah.
At home with their crowd, yeah, I agree. Right, 3 match weeks to go. Crystal Palace v Bournemouth then.
I don't think we win at Palace. I'll go 1-0 Palace. I don't think we win at Palace.
No. All right. Brentford versus West Ham.
Let's go 1-1.
Yeah, you've been nice. You've been nice.
Yeah, just because as I mentioned earlier, I think that West Ham will need it, whereas Brentford don't really matter.
Do you think Chelsea will have turned it around by that point? Will they get a result over Forest or?
They should win at home. I'll go 1-0.
Yeah, I mean they should win at home against most teams, maybe.
Yeah.
Although they beat us. Everton, Man City. I think we know what's going on here.
Yeah, 2-0 City.
Yeah, 2-0. So I think Saints v Fulham.
Saints win 1-1.
1-1.
But that they might look at that and go winnable.
Yeah.
They could be down by this point.
Are we going to give them? Should we give Saints a win?
No, grow up. 1-1. Move on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Leeds v Newcastle. Are Saints not winning a game for the rest of the season or what? I think they.
Put them and win that.
I think they win that. I think they win it.
It's absolutely bottom that.
Leeds v Newcastle.
Oh, I think Leeds get a point.
All right.
2-2.
This casts their Champions League in doubt, doesn't it? Leicester against Liverpool. I think Liverpool will have enough.
Yeah, 2-1. I think it'll be quite tight.
Yeah, okay. 2-1, Man United v Wolves.
2-0 Man U.
2-0 to Manchester United. Okay, we're closing in it now. Bournemouth v Man United at home. Now, I'll caveat what did you say for the Chelsea game?
Oh, I said we might nick it and you said we draw.
Yeah. Now, I think, my opinion is that we will probably win one of them.
Okay.
But,
I do as well, but it won't be Man U.
Or we go 2 draws.
Okay, let's put a draw then, 1-0. Because we put a draw for the other one, didn't we?
Yeah, because I don't know. I just feel as though we've got something. So, yeah. You're going to go 1-0?
Yeah, go on. I reckon by then, their top 4 can't do anything either, Man U. So, yeah, that's true.
Brighton v Saints?
3-0 Brighton.
3-0 Brighton. Okay, Fulham versus Crystal Palace?
1-0 Fulham.
Yeah?
You got to remember, this is probably like last game at home.
Yeah.
I mean, that does help. So, yeah, I'll go 1-0 Fulham.
Okay, cool. What else have we got? We've got Newcastle, Leicester.
2-0 Newcastle.
Yeah, especially at home as well.
Yeah.
So Forest have got Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay.
Could still be in the title race.
What else? West Ham v Leeds. Oh, that's quite a tasty one.
Oh, I might go 1-0 West Ham actually.
Yeah, I think they might just shade it.
Yeah, just that it's that home thing again, mate. I'm just trying to
And again, another one. Wolves v Everton as well. Is that?
No, 1-1.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well.
Yeah, these are just such tight games, aren't they? It's so hard.
1-1. Right. Are you ready for the final weekend?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried now though.
Mate, so am I.
Because I just remembered who we got last day.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, go on. Palace Forest on the last day.
So, all right, Palace Forest, yeah.
1-0 Palace. I think Forest are going, by the way. Just looking at these fixtures as we go, I think that they could go. They've got some tough games.
They're hard, aren't they? Wolves are at Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah. All right.
Could win in the league, who knows?
Okay, so Everton v Bournemouth, mate.
1-0 Everton. It's all right. Last time we went to Everton on the last day, we went down anyway after beating them, so it's fine. We might stay up on that.
I'm really worried.
We have to edit this whole video. Southampton Liverpool, 2-0 Liverpool. They're gone, by the way. They're definitely gone.
Leeds against Spurs.
At home last day, they'll win that.
Well, Leeds will win it.
Yeah, 2-1 Leeds.
I'm worried about how this table's going to shape up. Leicester v West Ham United.
1-0 Leicester.
Okay, 1-0 Leicester.
Yeah.
Mate, so...
That's it. I'll tell you what will be interesting before I actually see how this comes out. I've predicted, without doing this, in my head, I think that the 3 teams that will go down will be Southampton, Nottingham Forest and West Ham.
Okay.
That's it, it works out.
Right, so bear in mind, right, you're about to see the league table. We're only predicting the teams that are in the mire. Let's scroll down. Bournemouth?
Get in there.
We're all right. We're all right.
Oh, it's Leicester just against
Leicester, Forest and Saints are the teams. 37 points. Where do we muster that from then?
37, that's all right. We're on 30 at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's fine. I think that's realistic.
Mate,
I don't think that's being too biased.
Would that be one of the lowest points tallies? Like, what's been the lowest in the Premier League?
The lowest, but a lot of teams stayed up on 36.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, Interesting.
I mean, so
Basically, I'm saying that looks like I'm saying Palace are in no danger.
if that's happening, we just need to like win at Spurs, then we might as well be on the beach with 33 points.
Yeah, why not, mate? Easy, innit? I'm just Southampton didn't make 30. It's going to age well when they finish above us, isn't it? What did we end up goal difference? Did we beat? Yes.
Yeah.
Forest got minus 36.
Yeah.
Us minus 31.
Yeah, minus 31. So there we go.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty fair there, putting us on
And
37.
you know what? I think there have been ones where we've been maybe a little bit.
Well, you put the draw for the Man U game. You can take that off if you want. Doesn't matter. We'd still finish in the same position for just 1 point.
I mean, I could take one of the wins off as well, and it'd be fine.
Na 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 na.
I mean, what about that? What about that? You know, Gary O'Neill. Like, if
I was saying this to my dad the other day. It's really difficult because obviously you have your own opinion and stuff. Since he got the job, we haven't sang that song once. And I feel like when we get a massive win like we did against Leicester, I'd love us to show like, thank you, Gary, for this win. Sing the song, everyone's happy. But then we look like hypocrites. So you don't say, it's really difficult, and I don't know what people think because, it is difficult, mate. It is really, really difficult. Listen, if we stay up, you go, he done the bare minimum. He got us safe. Happy days. I personally, just my personal opinion, I don't think our squad is as bad as people make out. I think we've got a better squad than 3 teams in this league comfortably. Forest have signed 30 players. I'd much rather our squad. We leave players out that are bloody good, and we spent 100 million or whatever it was in January. So I think we should be staying up. But if he keeps us up, I'll be taking that off and going, I wasn't sure you could do it, guys. You've done your job. Happy days.
Happy days.
That's all I care about, mate.
So this video could age badly, and I'm just thinking what I'm going to label it. I'm going to label it. These 3 teams are going down, and I'll blur out the crests so they don't know. Click, click, click. But I think Saints is fair. Forest's run-in is horrific.
Yeah.
Leicester's form is not particular. I mean,
the caveat is West Ham, it could change with Europe and.
But then we saw that form table previously, and it was like they're doing all right. But they got Europe as well to think about.
Yeah, I do think that'll play a part. But yeah, I don't know why. It's just opinions, and it's not very nice to predict so many wins for Leeds. But there's something about they just lost 5-1 by the way. But it's just something about them going forward and that home crowd that I do think they'll pick up some points.
Finishing above us.
Yeah, it's a bit of a worry. Yeah, but we said we'd draw that game, didn't we, at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll win that, really.
Yeah.
And we ain't drawn to Southampton, we'll win that as well. I reckon we'll probably be above Chelsea.
All right.
Happy days.
So we've been fairly...
I think we've been all right.
Yeah, not pessimistic. I think, that's fair. All right, let us know what you think. We appreciate that if you've been listening to this, it's probably not... We might have to cut this out of the audio pod because people...
I think we spoke through it quite well. I think we articulated ourselves brilliantly as always.
Okay, well, if you've heard it and you want some context, have a look at the YouTube video. And there's something that people can do if they like the YouTube video in their top. Yeah,
like it. If you like it. It's not rocket science. I mean, I don't know why more people don't do it, to be honest.
So, Tom.
Yeah.
At the weekend, we were in a pub and you were drinking Carling, weren't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Imagine not drinking Carling.
Yeah, imagine not drinking Carling. And there's a reason why we love Carling so much. Because they are powering the local legends evenings across the country with local legends of football clubs. I think they did like Shay Given for one of them. There's actually a video online where you can see it. And there's one for Bournemouth.
And it's me.
And it's Steve Fletcher, of course, local legend. And we are pleased and privileged to have been invited to host the event. It's on May the 9th, the evening of May the 9th. It's at 6:30 in the evening. As I said, at the Brunswick in Charminster. Tickets have already sold like really quickly. So by the time this video's out, there might not even be any left. I don't know. So if you get a chance, we'll post the ticket link below. Click it and just get your ticket because the early bird price is £5 and it includes a pint of Carling. So what's going to happen is going to be a little introduction with myself and Tom. We're going to be interviewing Fletch for about 45 minutes. We'll have a break and then we'll do a fan Q&A where we're going to be roving in amongst the crowd and you can ask Fletcher questions and, by that time, you know, we'll probably be safe looking up the table rather than down, and everyone should hopefully be in good spirits. But afterwards, there'll be a good chance to have a little meet and greet with Fletch and get a few photos with him as well. And, you know, for the price of a £5, that is absolutely superb.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry that we're hosting it, but, you know, you have to take the rough with the smooth, don't you?
So, yeah, Steve Fletcher and Sam Davis in one night, mate. They are buzzing for it. But no, this tickets sold really well, so which doesn't surprise me because Fletcher's good with his stories, and you got to remember as well, he's still at the club and all that stuff. He's got a stand named after him, so yeah, proper legend. So yeah, absolutely privileged to be asked to, you know, ask him some questions ourselves, mate. So yeah, really looking forward to it. It should be a good night. And good pub as well.
Yeah, it is. At this early stage, it'd be really interesting. If you've got any questions that are kind of like in your brain now, please don't forget them. Just send us an email. Do it privately. Okay, do it to fans@afcbpodcast.com, or if you've got us on Twitter or Facebook, send us an inbox message or a DM, because we want the surprise of the questions to be experienced by all fans. We don't want fans to know what's coming. One thing I did think of doing, mate, is maybe a bit of like, you know, when you say a word and like the first thing that comes into your head we could do like a bit of word association with Fletch, like, you know, like Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
Fraser.
Oh yeah, good call. I like
Just
that.
imagine.
You're all right, aren't you?
That would be superb.
Right, yeah.
But look, we got loads of ideas to make it a fun night, and we can't wait to do it. So link is in the description below if you want to come along to that. Tom, I've enjoyed tonight. It's been a pleasure. It's not often we got smiles on our faces. It may be a different mood after the Spurs game, you never know. But if we see a performance, then you know we'll be happy, and we can take it into some games that are crunch games, and we've shown that in the crunch games we do all right.
Yeah, and I think if we go into it thinking, it's Tottenham, and a bit like the Brighton game, we sit off them, we won't get anything. If we go toe to toe with Tottenham and they're a little bit too good, and people like Harry Kane score a couple of goals and we're not good enough, we're not gonna be. Do you know what I mean? It's context, but I think we're a good side. They're not in a great place, so let's go for them, mate, and see what happens. And then there's some big games to come after that. So we're in better spirits anyway, mate.
Better spirits. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Up the chairs.
Super Fletch. So get your tickets.